low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Brian Giles with Brian Giles MTG. And we're back with more Duskmourn spoilers. So starting our list off today, we have Twist Reality. 2 blue and 1 for an instant reach. Choose one. Either counter target spell or manifest dread. Ooh. That's versatile. You can either get a creature for yourself or you can counter a spell. Not bad overall. Next up, we have Commune with Evil. Black and 2. Source of the reads. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put one of them in your hand. Rest in the graveyard. You gain 3 life. Oh, way in black to kind of rummage through your library. And you get some life gain out of it. It's okay. Good in draft. We have Give In to Violence. So a black and 1 for an instant read. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains lifelink till end of turn. Okay, I'm down with that. Then we have the Hand That Feeds. A red and 1 for a 2/2 mutant with Delirium. Whenever the Hand that Feeds attacks, well, there are 4 more card types in your cards in your graveyard. Gets +2/+0 and gains menace till end of turn. Okay, creepy hand chasing you. Creepy version of Thing. No. Nope. Then we have Bashful Beastie. So, green and 4 for a 5/4 beast. When Bashful Beastie dies, manifest dread. Sort of a common big body green creature. Then we have Overgrown Zealot. So a green and 1 for a 0/4 elf druid. Tap it, add 1 mana of any color, or tap it, add 2 mana of any 1 color. Spend this mana only to turn permanents face up. Ooh. So a useful mana dork to turn face up cards. Next up, we have Growing Dread. Green and a blue for an enchantment with flash. When it enters, we manifest dread. Whenever you turn a permanent face up, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Ew. Well, that kind of works in the blue-green Simic commander deck we will see later. So keep this card in mind. Now, we already went over the Skull Snap Nuisance. I don't know why they doubled up on it. Then we have Bear Trap. Because bear traps are everywhere in horror movies. Single generic mana with flash. Pay 3, tap it, and sacrifice Bear Trap. It deals 3 damage to target creature. Not bad. course, good old Terramorphic Expanse, because this is the mana fixer we're getting for this set. A land that you tap it, and sacrifice it, and search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Well, this card is trash. Shout out to Joey Moss. Then we have Lionheart Glimmer, another one of the Glimmer cards. So for 2 white and 3, you get a 2/5 Cat Glimmer. Enchantment creature Cat Glimmer with Ward 2. If you attack, creatures you control get +1/+1 till end of turn. Okay. I can deal with him. We have Creeping Peeper. Blue and 1 for a 2/1 eye. Tap it to add a blue mana. Spend this mana only to cast an enchantment spell, unlock a door, or turn a permanent face up. Okay, so some mana fixing for doing those things. And blue has a lot about, unlocking rooms and casting enchantment spells. So this little guy's a little fun little common to slot in to your deck somewhere. Next up we have Dagger Maw Megalodon. A beefy 2 blue and 4 for a 5/7 shark with vigilance and island cycling for 2 generic. So this is the blue mana fixer, and he's nasty. Don't want to get caught in a waterlogged room with him. Excuse me. Next up, we have Glimmer Burst. A blue and 3 for an instant that reads, draw 2 cards and create a 1/1 white Glimmer enchantment creature token. So you get a Glimmer Buddy and you get some card draw. Not the best, but if you need it and limited, it's there for you. Then we have Glimmer Light, which is 2 mana for a artifact equipment. When it enters, create a 1/1 white Glimmer creature token, enchantment creature token. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and equipped for 1. Little common equipment there. Not unhappy. You get a little body. You don't get to attach it to it, but it's got a low equip cost, so it's not going to be that hard to do stuff with it. We have Appendage Amalgam, a black and 2 for a 3/2 enchantment creature, horror with flash. When Appendage Amalgam attacks, you surveil 1. Again, another common card, but you can flash it in to do stuff with it. We have Horrid Vigor, so a green and 1 for an instant that reads, target creature gains death touch and indestructible till end of turn. Okay, kind of a thing to do. Then we have Erratic Apparition. A blue and 2 for excuse me a minute while I turn on a light here. Blue and 2, erratic apparitions, blue and 2 for a 1/3 spirit with flying and vigilance. As eerie whenever an enchantment you control enters, whenever you fully unlock a room. Erratic apparition gets +1/+1 till end of turn. Well, if you're got an enchantment heavy deck, this might have a little bit of fun. We have Boiler Bilge's Ripper. A red and 4 for a 4/4 human assassin. When it enters, you may sacrifice another creature or enchantment. When you do, Boiler Bilge's Ripper deals 2 damage to any target. Go ahead, Neat. Run! Yeah, this is fun. And again, it follows in with this Rakdos thing about sacrificing stuff. So, hoo-haw. Next up, we have Oblivious Bookworm. So it's a green and a blue for a 2/3 human wizard. At the beginning of your end step, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card unless a permanent enters the battlefield face down under your control this turn, or you turn the permanent face up this turn. So this guy's just hanging out in the middle of the chaos, just reading books, not caring whatever's going on. Then we have Under the Skin. So this is a trip on them, and, they return and all that stuff. So a green and 2 for a sorcery that reads Manifest Dread. You may return a permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. So this is an interesting card because when you manifest Dread, you can bring the card that you just put into your graveyard back to your hand if it was a permanent card. I'm not unopposed to this card. You get a body on the board. You get a card back from the graveyard to your hand. And it can be a card that you just, if you really can't choose, just put one face down and bounce the other back to your hand. Hoo-haw. Next up, we have the start of the Simic Commander deck cards in Kiane Corrupted Memory. Now, Kiane was one of the teachers on Arcadios that was a teacher of Zimone. But Valgavoth likes to corrupt people's memories and make all sorts of bad things about it. So Kiane Corrupted Memory is a green, a blue, and 2 for a 2/2 legendary creature illusion. As long as Kiane's power is even, you may cast non-creature spells as though they had flash. Ew. As long as Kiane's power is odd, you may cast creature spells as though they had flash. Whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on Kiane. I kind of actually like this card because you can flash stuff in based on her power, and with card draw, you're making her bigger, and again switching that back and forth. So hoo-ha! Next up, we have Zimon's hypothesis. So 2 blue and 3 for an instant range. You may put a +1/+1 counter on a creature. Then choose odd or even. Return each creature with the power of the chosen quality to its owner's hand. 0 is even. Okay, so basically you can save a creature by putting a +1/+1 counter on it. And then, it's like a really expensive Cyclonic Rift. Next up, we have Shriekwood Devourer. This card is insane. So 2 green and 5 for a 7/5 tree folk with trample, which isn't bad in itself. But whenever you attack with one or more creatures, untap up to X lands where X is the greatest power among those creatures. Whoopsie! If you're attacking with this guy, you're untapping 7 lands. Squeeze me? This thing is getting slotted in my Tree Folk deck. Good God. Next up, we have Glitch Interpreter. A blue and 2 for 0/2, 3 human wizard. Glitch Interpreter enters if you control no face-down permanents. Turn Glitch Interpreter to its owner's hand and manifest dread. So it kind of reminds you of that one card from, what was it? Was it AFR or Baldur's Gate? I can't remember. I think it was Baldur's Gate. Maybe it was AFR, where it was the demon. Unless you completed the dungeon, it went back to your hand. Well, this goes back to your hand, and then you basically put out a face down card. Also, it says whenever one or more colorless creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. Okay, so the face down creatures are considered colorless. So, yeah, he's gonna fit in that deck. Then we have Experimental Lab and Staff Room. Experimental Lab is a green and 3. When you unlock this door, manifest dread, then put 2 +1/+1 counters and a trample counter on that creature. Oh. So Staff Room is a green and 2, which you can make it come out with that one. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, turn that creature face up and put a +1/+1 counter on it. But you probably don't want to do it because you want to have the effect from Experimental Lab to go into the Staff Room, and yeah. Now I could say a lot of stuff here, but I don't know if that was the intention of the creators here. If it was, it probably wasn't in the best taste. But we'll just leave this as a card, a room card, and we'll just move on from here. Because I think what the way they named this room was in very poor taste. Let's just put it like that. Good card, poor taste. Then we have Disorienting Choice. A green and 3 for a sorcery that reads, for each opponent, choose up to one target artifact or enchantment that player controls. For each permanent chosen this way, its controller may exile it. Then if there are one or more of the chosen permanents that are still on the battlefield, you search your library for up to that many land cards that are on the battlefield, then shuffle. So either your opponents exile the artifacts or enchantments, or you get lands equal to the number of stuff targeted this way that they chose not to do that. Next up is another insane artifact creature in Giggling Skitterspike. 4 generic for a 1/1 artifact creature toy. It has Indestructible. Whenever Giggling Skitterspike attacks, blocks, or becomes the target of a spell, it deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. And it has, for 5 mana, you get Monstrosity 5. So as long as this creature hasn't been done before, you can put 5 +1/+1 counters on it to make it a 6/6. And whenever it attacks, blocks, or becomes the target of a spell, it deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. You know, I'm going to want to put this dude in my feather deck just because I have stuff that targets my opponents. This thing would also fit very well, although I can't do it on Arena, in an Ivy deck. This thing is insane. You're dealing damage to people, and you can make it bigger later on. I mean, practically the next turn, you can just turn it into a 6/6. And it doesn't care if it becomes the target of a spell because it'll deal damage equal to its power to each opponent. Not just to one, but to everyone. This thing is insane. Okay, we're going to end it here because we're at 23 minutes, and we'll see you on the next video.